Hi, everybody. I'm Chicago's psychic medium and intuitive consultant, Mel Dora. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm back. Um, I had posted a video probably a week before Thanksgiving when I had COVID-19, and then Wednesday, Linda Grindle, hi Linda, and I posted a video on her YouTube channel. I'd like to thank Linda for all of the prayers and support, and all of you for all the healing energy. I'm recovered from COVID and feeling a lot better. So I participated in a trial study where, they took plasma from people who had COVID and plasma from people who didn't, and they then infused it into people who had been diagnosed with COVID 8 days or less to determine the outcome of the disease. But also the pathologists explained to me that day 9 through day 14, it kind of goes underground, then it can come back, and that's what causes the pneumonia and things like that. So when I participated, I didn't know if I got the antibodies or not, but I do know that within 3 or 4 days after the infusion, I was feeling a lot better. What COVID did to me is it took a lot of my energy. I lost my sense of taste and smell, which has now come back. And it really caused me to be winded. Like I would go up the stairs and I had to stop, get my breath. I remember changing the bed sheets and I had to stop 3 times. So anyway, my husband and I are healthy. Our dog is healthy. And here we are. I also want to say hello to John Maniatakis. He's the best optician in Chicago. He made my glasses. And he reminded me in one video that I didn't have the glasses on. He said, "You didn't wear my glasses." And I want to say hello to his lovely wife, to his lovely wife, Aniota. I understand they're watching. To all my Greek friends, Kala Christoyana, that means Merry Christmas. And I want to take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy, a healthy, and a safe holiday season. I have my red on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I'll do a video with my Santa hat. Oh boy, I think the COVID went to my head. Today is December the 21st. It's the winter solstice. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the longest night of the year, the shortest day. And it's kind of exciting, actually. Also, I think there's a Jupiter-Saturn conjunct. It hasn't happened in 800 years. And according to what they tell us here in Chicago, if we look to the southwest about an hour after sundown, which will probably be in another 20 minutes here, that you'll be able to see both planets. There's only one problem. It's really cloudy here. I asked an astrologer friend of mine what the conjunct meant. And it's about new beginnings. You know, Saturn is a great taskmaster. It's lessons to be learned. It's about a tearing down and a rebuilding. And so I think it's befitting that what's going on in our country with all the craziness and COVID and politics, that thank the stars that we got a new president. Yay. So I want to talk a little bit about today, about the Yule tide, December the 21st, and what it means. So I'm going to read. I don't like to do it, but I saw this on Messenger, and I want to read about the Yule. So the Yule is a pagan or a Celtic holiday celebrated on the winter solstice, which is the longest night of the year or the shortest day. The longest day of the year is June the 21st in this hemisphere, first day of summer. So today is the first day of winter. Every year, the 2 great sun gods, the god of the waxing sun and the god of the waning sun, fight for supremacy for the skies. Boy, it sounds like what's going on in Washington, doesn't it? Anyway, for the skies, on the summer solstice, the Holly King, the god of the waning sun, wins and the nights gets longer and colder and the earth becomes barren. The Oak King, god of the waxing sun, descends into the underworld, the goddess womb. to rest, as he has no strength after burning so brightly on the long spring and summer months. The goddess, after fertilizing the earth with the bounty of harvest, is also tired, and with her last ounce of strength, gives birth to the god of the waxing sun, the oak king, who is so strong now that he's rested, knocks the holly king out of the skies. She does this to ensure her earth will be bursting with life once more, but doing this, the goddess dies. Yule is all about celebrating the return of the god of light, the god of the waxing sun, the oak king. The goddess will be reborn on, I think it's pronounced Imbolc, in the spring, March the 21st, the vernal equinox, the first day of spring. That's the that's the day when the number of daylight hours equal the number of dark hours. The other equinox is the autumnal equinox on September 21. So anyway, so when she's reborn on the vernal equinox, Yule, which means wheel, is about life, death, and rebirth. We fill our home with evergreens to show that even in death, there's still life flourishing. Yule has been celebrated for over 10,000 years. So today, let's celebrate Yule, and let's give thanks for the conjunction and the dying off of the old and the beginning of the new for both our country, hopefully the world, this pandemic. Happy winter solstice. I think in Australia, they're having a summer solstice. Anyway, so today I want to talk a little bit about COVID. You know, Linda Grindle had predicted that we would have a vaccine at the end of this year or beginning of 2021, and she was right. And I said I didn't think anything would happen until like maybe April. Well, as it turns out, we were both right. Because even though the vaccine is out there and our healthcare workers are getting it first and our frontline people, and rightfully they should be given hero medals for the work that they've done. I think it'll probably be maybe April before everybody else gets it. The experiment that I was in, if I got the antibodies and I still had COVID, so they're telling me to wait until at least February to get the vaccine. So I've got a little bit of antibodies. I understand the virus has mutated as I had predicted, and it's more virulent, meaning more contagious, but not as bad, a new strain in London. And that's why I think this vaccine will probably work against that strain, but it might not be effective against future strains of COVID. So I think every year when they come out with the flu shot, they'll come out with a COVID shot, and they're gonna have to try to predict which particles, RNA particles, DNA particles of the virus go into the vaccine. Now, a lot of people are saying, and I hear all these conspiracy theories, like, will the government be able to track us if I get the vaccine? And why would the government want to track 250 million people or 300 million? They can't even keep the Russians out of our computer systems. We'll talk about that in a minute. I don't think so. A lot of people want to know if the vaccine is safe. Pretty much, you know, the people that get it, there might be a few like fever, chills the next day, but it will not give you COVID. So people are saying, Laura, are they injecting the virus? No, they're not. What happens is they take viral particles, and I don't know if that's pieces of the RNA or DNA. RNA is ribonucleic acid, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. And they take little particles of that. And then what happens is they introduce it into the body, and the body produces antibodies against that. So if we do get COVID, or if we get exposed to COVID, it gets in our system, our body recognizes those particles and kind of the antibodies gobbles it up, almost like Pac-Man. So that's my explanation. Any doctors out there, don't laugh at me, please. Anyway, so it is safe. And, you know, I heard somebody say they should name it after Trump. And I'm like, if they name it after Trump, I ain't putting it in my arm. Anyway, so, but until then, you know, don't get in a false sense of security. Please wear a mask when you go out, as I do. You know, I wear my gloves, I come in, I sanitize my hands. So, you know, I hear people say, well, I don't want to wear a mask. Okay, they say it's their right not to. Yeah, but it's not your right to infect other people. You know, unfortunately, the death toll is going to continue to rise. Uh, and I hope I'm wrong, but I can see it getting as high as maybe 400,000, 450,000 people before this subsides. Unfortunately, our president, Cheeto head, diphtheria Donald, typhoid Trump, knew all about this. And last winter, last like I think April or May, I'm sorry, last was it April? Anyway, and didn't do anything about it. And then I heard, I think it was the governor of Florida or some politician said, well, let people get infected. Because then if people get infected, there will be this herd immunity. And it was all politics. Now I understand that there's a relief bill that was passed last night. Do you ever notice how, when it's right around the holidays and the Senate doesn't want to work, how quickly they get things done? But that bill sat on Mitch McConnell's desk for over 10 months, and he wouldn't do one damn thing about it. And now, because the election in Georgia is so close, now they decide to pass it, I think, so they can say to the people in Georgia, look at the great things we've done for the economy now. And hopefully that their two candidates will get elected. I talked to Linda Grindle, and I feel that the Dems will take over the Senate. If not now, at least in 2 years from now. I also feel worst case scenarios, it could be a tie, in which case Kamala Harris would decide. But even if the Republicans keep the Senate, it's going to change in 2 years. You know, I really, sorry, I really feel that the Dems in Georgia have to get out and vote, and don't fall for this misinformation crap. So I see the Democrats in control. If they don't take the Senate, it's just going to be more obstructionism with Moscow Mitch. And by the way, his wife is going to have some serious trouble because of the money that she made illegally. And Mitch is going to have to be called to task for a lot of things because he's made a lot of enemies. So will Lindsey Graham. You know, a lot of people are asking me about Trump pardoning himself and others around him. I don't know if you can pardon somebody for something they haven't done, but if he could, a pardon, a presidential pardon, doesn't hold up in the states. So I still think the state of New York is going to go after him hook, line, and sinker. He's going to continue with these conspiracy theories and the election was rigged. But I wonder what would happen if the Republicans won down in Georgia. I wonder if he would find it equally as rigged as he claims. Because anytime Trump wins, everything's cool. Well, not, then it's rigged. Go figure. Anyway, I see a lot of balance coming to our country. We're going to make it. Yes, Biden and Kamala. Biden will be president. Kamala will be vice president. I'm glad Buttigieg, I think Secretary of Transportation, was it? That's exciting. I like the diversity in the Biden cabinet. Anyway, I'm thinking Trump might even refuse to leave the White House. My husband said that he thought that maybe Trump would resign from the presidency a day early and then Pence would take over and pardon everybody. I don't know about that, but be food for thought. Anyway, at any rate, I think they're going to kind of carry Trump out. I'll take perverse pleasure in that one. So Georgia will be interesting. You know, I still see illness around Trump. So I feel like once again, he's going to be indicted, but I don't see him going to jail. All right. But the Republicans are going to have just ill luck and have to come to terms for a lot of the stuff they've done. Not every Republican, but some of those Republicans, that's not even Republicanism, what's going on with Trump. It's Trumplican or Trumpism. And like McCarthyism, at some point that too shall fade away. Trump is trying to create anarchy in our country. And if he can do that, he loves it. He loves having people against each other. He's a coward and he's a bully, and that's how they operate. It's if I lose, then I'm going to divide the country and the country's going to lose. It makes no sense to me. Anyway, things aren't looking good for them. A lot of these Trump-licans that supported him, Lindsey Graham, goodbye. Lindsey won't show any chagrin, which means embarrassment, but some of them are going to have to eat a lot of crow. So I hope they like crow pie. A lot of us will be there feeding it to them. Anyway, it'll be interesting. But my feeling is the Dems will take over, pretty much. I see lots of money being infused into the economy again. There will be another stimulus package in January or February. Once COVID is gone, I see travel opening up. Yay. I think that the travel industry, my husband works in the travel industry, the hotel industry, all the entertainment industries, the food industry, the bars. Unfortunately, a lot went out of business, but there will be a recovery. I see that, oh, there's my dog barking. She sees one of the kids outside. I see a lot of Trump's properties and things like that being confiscated. What's going on now is he's taking this money supposedly to fight all these battles about the election and this and that. But a lot of that money is going into his pocket. It's not going for some of it's going for the legal fees, but it's going into Trump's pocket because he knows he's going to have to come up with $415 million. Let's see how well he does it. I think some of that money that he's taking might have some illegal stuff going on, so I think they'll look at that. And Bill Barr resigned. Well, Mr. Barr, you're still not out of the woods. You drank the Kool-Aid. Now you have to face the consequences. He's still going to be indicted. And I think they might strike a deal with him, like tell us what you know. And the Mueller probe is going to come back to the forefront with this Russian hack. Trump is yelling about the elections being rigged, but they're saying that the Russians tried to hack into some of the state elections. But if they did, it obviously didn't work. But I think they've hacked into like a lot of our securities and things like that. And so my thinking is once Biden's in, I can't think of the name that Trump fired that did the cybersecurity and all that. I think Biden might bring him back as a consultant. So we'll see that coming. I think that this is going to cause us to put a lot of stuff in place to prevent hacking our systems. I think that wars in the future are going to be cyber wars. And, as our country is being attacked on so many fronts, cyber attack, biological, the COVID thing, Trump has tainted or tried to taint every institution in this country. And if we keep, I think we need to force the attention on Biden. We can talk about him coming to terms for some of the stuff he did. He's going to have to pay for that. Karma does happen. Kushner, some of his children, but I'm glad that he's not getting so much media attention now. And I saw Biden's speech and I cried. It was moving because it was just presidential. It was like, well, at least we got a leader who's acting like a president. At any rate, we shall get through this. I think at least the end part of 2021 is going to be a lot better than 2020. This country was almost near a bloodless civil war and a constitutional crisis. And with Trump's conspiracy theories, I think there will be people coming to the forefront that keep saying it's ridiculous. I think as a country, we've lost our common sense. And I think I see part of the balance coming is that we're getting that common sense back. Yay. Anyway, Um, I'll post another video on probably Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Um, happy holiday season. I know it's a little late, but to my Jewish friends, happy belated Hanukkah. Um, and, you know, let's try to make every day a Christmas, every day a holiday season. And, you know, even if we don't have a lot to give this year, how about a smile or offering a hand to somebody in need? You know, I'll tell you my little story. I go to Starbucks every morning and I buy my green tea and my low-fat turkey bacon sandwich. And I always pay for the car behind me because one time somebody paid for me. So, you know, there was a line of traffic going in, there was a piece of traffic coming this way, and a guy was waiting, and I let him ahead of me. There was a car in front of him that tried to cut me off, and I'm like, nope. So anyway, they got behind me, they cut line. So when it came to my turn, when I went to the window, the woman said, oh, the guy in front of you paid. I was like, wow. And they recognized me and she said, karma. I said, well, let me pay for the car behind me and tell them I said, have a great day, but the next time to wait their turn. Kill them with kindness. And, you know, I could have like, at the beginning, I was like swearing and I thought, no, I'm not going to go there. So do a kind deed. It doesn't have to be Starbucks. It doesn't have to cost you money. It could just be, you know, when I had COVID for Thanksgiving, one of my neighbors, the doorbell rang and I went to the door and she left a Thanksgiving dinner for my husband and myself. And so, and then by Thanksgiving, I was pretty much over it. I wasn't contagious, but we went to my cousin's. However, it was very nice of them to think of me. So anyway, that's my story. My red shirt, it's as old as a bag of dirt, but it's like, I thought it was Christmassy. All right, everybody, please be safe, stay well. I'm back. And I wanted to post a video sooner, but I didn't because I wanted to wait till the solstice. And I'm going to be doing one tonight with a person, and I'm really excited about that. Let me just give me a second. I can look up her name. It never fails. Whenever I do a video, my cell phone goes crazy. I know I should turn it off, but that's too simple. Let me tell you, hold on a minute. Let me find it. I can tell you in just 1 minute. Or at least I thought I could. Well, anyway, I couldn't find it. I'll be doing a video tonight. I wish you well. And again, happy holidays. Hi, everybody. I'm back. The thing I'm going to be doing tonight is called Beacon Angels. Okay. Beacon Angels. And so you can go on Facebook, and I think it's going to be on YouTube. So it's called Beacon Angels. And I'm really excited about it. Actually, it's one of my Facebook people. So one of these days, I'm going to have her on the show too. And I'm going to ask Linda Grindle if she'll come on, because that'll be so exciting. Anyway, sorry about the uhs. I was just looking for the information. I should have had it ready. But Mel, fly by the seat of his pants. All right. Go outside. Look at the conjunction. Yay. Namaste.